Welcome, Mage. I'm Rhino, and today we're going to be talking about Soul Ring.
All right. So, what are we talking about Soul Ring?
Should Soul Ring be a game changer or even be banned?
Okay, so we got the new bracket system, still in beta. And I think we can finally really discuss about Soul Ring. A lot of people used to say, well, it needs to be banned because it's just too powerful. But now we have the option of putting it in as a game changer, possibly. And that would relegate it to bracket 3 and up decks. Um, and we're going to go point counterpoint on this. So we've got 5 points each. And Rhino's going to start us out with point number one.
Turn 1 Turbo Boost.
Okay. So Soul Ring is a turn one turbo boost. What does that mean?
You can get a 4 drop on turn 4. I had a mono green deck, and I got it out on turn 2.
Yeah. So you can get some big things out really quick. Um, and so you're saying that people can be playing, a 4 and 5 mana when everyone else is still just playing their twos, um, and it's kind of warping for casual formats. Okay, so my counterpoint to that is, well, it's only one of 99. So that means if you take the free mulligan, you've got like a 14% chance of seeing it in your opening hand. And then really, Soul Ring is only really powerful in the early game. So, yeah, it's about, it becomes a 20% at that point, all depending. So that's 1 out of 5 games you're going to have a Soul Ring that it has any impact. And, there's other cards like Smothering Tithe or Ancient Tomb or even Mana Vault that arguably causes more of a salty imbalance. Yet, Soul Ring is the thing that gets all the hate. So, all right, your point number two.
Creates unfun and lopsided games.
Okay, so how would the game be unfun and lopsided?
Well, you're doing your thing, and other people are just waiting on you.
So somebody who gets it out early gets more mana, gets more decisions, takes more time, and everybody else is twiddling their thumbs and looking at their phones. Oh yeah, whatever. Okay. And I can understand where that could be a little more frustrating. Uh, However, the counterpoint to that is it is universally available. Unlike many busted cards, it's dirt cheap. I mean, it's $1. And in fact, in a lot of cases, you can get them for free. We put them in the decks that we give away. I mean, there's just tons of them out there. It's been printed into the ground. Everyone can run it. So it's more of an equalizer as opposed to a gatekeeper. It's not going to force one person to always be better. Yeah, the games will flop back and forth. Maybe run into one lopsided game, but the other 3 or 4 games that night are going to be a lot more balanced. So your point number three.
Contradicts the Rule Zero and spirit of balanced games.
Okay, so rule zero, you're saying you're trying to set up a balanced game. So how does Soul Ring knock that out of balance?
Well, when you put Soul Ring on the battlefield, uh, you want to have a balanced game,
Yeah,
and not everybody is going to have a balance.
yeah. Not everybody. And when one person puts down a Soul Ring, everybody doesn't get to put down a Soul Ring.
Yeah,
So that forces the imbalance. So I mean, but there's also other ramp and stuff like that in the game, which kind of unbalances things. But if you're playing a green stompy deck, you need to have a lot more mana out because you got bigger stuff to cast. Um, okay, my counter to that is a Soul Ring enables really janky strategies. And, these are underpowered archetypes, like, doing a tribal walls or a morph deck, or you're doing foretell costs or stuff like that. That that really benefits from having a Soul Ring out because you can cast that, you can hide it, and then you have to use your colored mana to flip it, stuff like that. So without it, those decks, they wouldn't even fall. They would fall further behind, so they wouldn't even be able to compete at all. Uh, all right, point number 4.
It's a crutch for deck building.
Okay, why is it a crutch for deck building?
It's in all decks. It's
So
an auto include.
it's an auto include. Okay, so that gets rid of any strategy, any themes. Yeah, it makes mana ramp seem, oh, here, this is automatic mana ramp. So I mean, if we're going to do a Soul Ring, then there should be the you know the auto includes for all of the other decks as well, which makes it too easy to make a deck. Um, well, the counterpoint to that is, I mean, it's easy to remove or ignore. And it does nothing on its own. It ramps, yeah, but if the player has the cards to use that mana, so if you're not drawing cards, and the Soul Ring isn't giving you any benefit, but you can do like a Vandal Blast, or you could do something to remove the Soul Ring or lock it down. There are cards out there that will make it so that none of the artifacts can tap for mana. So it's kind of I mean, it's easy to remove. And it dies to removal, like many other things. That dies to exile. And I've seen people who've exiled Soul Rings just because gave person too much benefit. All right, we're down to point number 5.
It's the only card that WotC forces into precons.
So you're saying that WotC uses it as a crutch too?
Yeah.
Okay, so why is that bad?
Well, uh, if it's in there, it's in every deck.
Yeah,
So, if it's not in there, then it's not a deck.
yeah. So you're saying that Soul Ring is required. Now
Yeah.
it's considered mandatory. It has to be in there. Otherwise, it's not Commander. Um, and Soul Ring is banned or not legal in I think every other format. I think it's restricted in Vintage or something like that. But it's banned in Oathbreaker. It's banned in everything. So you can only use it in Commander. But that's my counterpoint. It's part of the format's identity. And it's been a hallmark of Commander from the very beginning. It's iconic. It's just like using a lightning bolt in Legacy or Brainstorm in Vintage. Banning it is like banning a D20 in D&D. Uh, no, oh no, we have to use D12s instead of D20s in D&D. It won't make sense. I mean, it's part of the game. So Soul Ring is part of Commander. Uh, it's very much its identity. So those are our 5-point counterpoints. Turn 1 turbo boost creates an unfun lopsided game, contradicts the rule 0 balanced game. It's a crutch for deck building. It's the only card that WotC forces into precons. And then the counterpoints are, well, it's only one of the 99. There's worse things to deal with. It's universally available. It enables janky strategies. It's easy to remove, and it's part of the format's identity. So what we want is we want to hear from you.
And I no.
Put it in the comment.
Put in the comments below.
Should it be banned?
Should it be banned, or even be called a game changer?
Okay. So are we on team game changer, team banned, or team leave it alone?
Leave it alone, pretty much.
Yeah. We're kind of pretty much leave it alone. We've played so many games. We don't often see it as a problem, but I can understand that if you only get to play 1 or 2 games a week and it shows up in most games and it makes an unfun environment, I can understand why somebody will go, gee, I wish Soul Ring was banned. But we see it in many other aspects, and yeah, we don't see it as a big problem. So we want to hear from you. Is it a problem where it needs to be banned, game changed? Make sure you do the thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
I know this is a shorter video than what we normally do, but we could use your subscribe. And Ryan, go ahead and close this out. Oops. Wrong one.
I have more videos coming out soon. So until then, Rhino out.